Hello, it is your sleepless god, back with What If Midori Was a Monster? Part 5. Uh, but, so, last time we left off, Nezu and Midoriya is still we're still making plans on taking over the national government. I love saying it. I'm probably gonna get charged by the FBI, but still. As they were basically making plans, and only fully successful plans. They finally dig the hole from like where where all the mutants are stationed to the actual place of the meeting place of the national government. As they already also hacked into the news station, into where they're going to put out their review. All that Nezu really wanted at this point was All Might. All Might was the very difficult challenge into this scenario, only because All Might's basically like the top figure. If you get All Might as a political person that you can get on, you basically won. Doesn't mean you're even if you're overthrowing the government and basically doing whatever you can, you've won. And what Nezu did was he gave him files of all the people that died and showed him videos and showed him pictures and showed him everything that he can. And that finally broke down All Might enough to him to look at him in the eyes and say, "Yes, I'm willing to help you now." As that's where we left off last time. Let's start the video now. Midoriya the captain doesn't want any bloodshed. He's fine with if he has to kill a couple people, but he doesn't want anyone to be injured. He doesn't want anyone to be hurt. So he's trying to set this up as visibly as possible. As same as Nezu. As nice as physically, like a nice fold. But not all plans can go together like it is. And he knows that. So he's always planning out that people might get hurt. Now, the final day. The day of judgment. Nezu puts a meeting out to talk about, the mutants, for all the congressmen and everyone to be in one room. As this is where mutants drop down the hole and starts walking into going into the Congress. As this is where we start out with Nezu talking to all the congressmen. Nezu's stating like this: "Hello, all my congressmen and my people in charge. I want to talk about me and the mutant situation has gone really good. We have gone trust to the mutants. But also I have figured out your bloody secrets." As he clicks a button, as all the doors lock. Like that. Sorry, I didn't snap the first time, but like that. As all the congressmen look around, and he says, as a couple of them yell at Nezu, "Nezu, you dirty tricks are not going to work." As he says, as he smiles, as he clicks another button, as a live TV footage come up, as it shows the outside world, the fronted stage, as it sees the TV change from, "So the weather today is going to be a little bit rainy," to starts flickering, starts changing, and it says, "A live broadcast is showing. Please pay attention," in red lettering. As it flips into another screen of Midoriya, the captain, saying, "This is broadcast to us. To all of you, we might be sisters or brothers that have been gone missing. To ourselves, we are the lost. We are the outcast. And here are some of our stories," as it flips to a couple of the stories of some of these children, saying, "When I was gassed, I was choking on my own blood at the time, and I wished myself to survive, and I made myself crawl into my own body, and I ripped off my flesh, and I lived as harshly as I possibly can. As like a bunch of other screens pop up, as all the congressmen said, "No, stop it, Nezu. We'll give you anything we want. Just stop the broadcast. Stop the broadcast." As Nezu smiles and says, "I want you to all be gone." As a lot, like in the back of the room, hidden entranceways popped up as all of the mutants. And Midoriya walks up to Nezu as he hops up on the stage, taking Nezu's place and grabbing his transponder, putting it on his chest. The thing that was basically able for him to speak English is now on his chest. As he looks around the crowd, as he states in perfect English, or Japanese at this time, that you have all fucked up. No, I'm using perfect language. See, we all grown into something more monstrous than you can even think about. And to show this, and to show that we are serious, it is time for all of you to go. As you see Midoriya snap his fingers, as all of the congressmen look around for a couple of seconds as all the mutants kill every single congressman, ripping them to shreds, eating their faces off, covering the entire room with blood. As Midoriya looks at all the mutants, as a guard as Nezu takes the broadcast and switches it to what's going on right now, as he switches it to himself, as he says perfectly that we are now overthrowing the government. As some of the people are like, what the fuck? What's going on? As this is where oopsie daisy. I just fucked up a little bit. What I mean by that is I accidentally. I'm walking. I'm walking here. I'm joking. But like, as some of the people are like, what the fuck, bro? What's going on? As some of them are like this, like some are like, oh, this is propaganda. This is not going on. As some of them, their faces realize that this is going on. No matter if you like it or not, this is going on. As the camera flips into the pages with all of the dead congressmen ripped to shreds. As he says, we are now finished with that. We are not going to hurt any of you. Your citizens are perfectly fine. The only thing that we are going to talk about is the mutant population and how they came to existence. You've seen with the videos that have popped up that most of these people had normal lives. Carrie McIntyre, Zoe Crease, Angel Lass, Madison Dixon. These are normal kids, normal people who had normal lives and had been caused by this because a change in their DNA. I'm done with this shit. As Nezu looks at all of them and says, the government pulled this up to us because of our massive hero population and how it changes. With that, to hear fuck, my knees. God damn it. My knees. My knees. Do you understand? This is what's going on. Oops, there's a door. As this is where, sorry, after my knees got broken by my fucking lamp. I know. Why the fuck are you video recording? And why are you walking around your bedroom when it's dark? But getting out of that, this is where Nezu is like, okay, you have realized things that this country has done, and now we are going to replace it. And some of them are absolutely, we had a perfect government beforehand, as they say, as Nezu says, even All Might. And this is when everyone shuts up, says this is an unpopular government, as he switches to a picture of All Might, who is in full muscular form, explaining the details of what Nezu also talked about, but explaining more details of the dead and how they did die, and some of the ways that they carried out, and the pictures that showed up. And this is where families started realizing and started seeing, like, when they saw mutants, they were like, oh my gosh, incredible, but like oh my gosh, those are monsters. But they see dead kids, dead grandpas, and some of them are like, that's my kid. It says Grandpa Shelby. As some of them realizing the torturous pain the government put them through. As some of them realizing that they were put through this themselves. As it switches back to Nezu, and Nezu says, we've now overthrown it, meaning you are now safe. But meaning we have to put more people in charge and we have to change it. Meaning we are now putting in society a mix between 50% quirkless. So on one side of the government will be quirkless people, not quirkless people, but quirk people, and all in the major group and the minority group, aka the mutants. They will still have a synced and Congress, but they will have a separate community section. All the other things are not controversial, as some of the people are like outraged, but some of them are realizing that they are like, these people were, savagely rich from their families, and also, unhappily, savagely killed, or some of them mutated. And this is justice. In a horrible way, but it's justice. It's justice. Trust me on this one. But and after that, the video recording goes like shut down, and normal broadcast pops out, as now the governmental system is reboot, and now the candidates for the governmental system for mutants is now putting in. Not a lot of them actually. A lot of them are like, I was thinking about this, maybe. Because there has to be a decent number of people, but still, to think about it, not all of these mutants, like, all of them were like, I agree with you that the government needs to crush. Not all of them were agreed that we should hop into the government. But when the captain, Midoriya, explained that if we didn't hop into the government, they could make decisions like putting us in a dome again, not under our will, without our decisions. Their opinions changed a lot about it. Starting out with like, oh, so we can make decisions now. Like, yes, you can make decisions now. And this is where all the mutants started thinking about it and started actually agreeing that we should be a part of it. The first thing they thought was, why don't we just put the captains up there? Now that would be smart, but the captains are warriors. Midori is a warrior at heart. He cannot make decisions on other people. Plus, he's the governmental figure of their town itself, so he can't go up. So the last option was just to send normal people, who is probably one of the smartest ones. So they send 25 people, or 25 representatives, to it to represent their country, and they really conversation with the captain and the Marine Corps to what they should talk about, what they should do. Because really, they don't know 100% what they should do, but because it's such a small knit area, they're allowed to do this. And plus, because everyone's connected, all of them can understand their decisions. As this is when the captain goes into the nurse's station, bows to her again, stating that that the job is finished and no mutant was ever hurt because of their planning. As the nurse was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." As she almost collapsed, but as the captain grabs her and puts her into a chair and says, as you see a little bit of a pulse near her stomach, she says, "How much longer do you think?" As the nurse looks at him and says, "Maybe a month, maybe 2. As the nurse looks at him and just says, This is why you did this, so our child would be safe." As she looked at him and says, "Yes, this is why I did this." As this is where we're ending off the video. Hope you guys like it. Remember to subscribe, like it, give it to people, show other people, make other people subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.